continues to show why he is one of the best in the entire sport. The fight he is down. In the fourth.
Mike Tyson gave me that name, the Mexican Monster. What do you think I'm gonna do?
Brutalizing his opponents on the way to a perfect record of 29-0, Benavidez currently sits as the most avoided fighter of his division.
I'll put my belts against anybody, and I guarantee you I'll knock everybody out.
For Falcao is he's not a boxer, and
he is crumbling, stumbling. He's still on his feet, but not for long. The ropes held him up. Good night. It's over. David Morrell with a scintillating KO.
David Morrell, currently amongst boxing's newest stars, he has propelled his way through the ranks to a perfect 11-0, displaying boxing finesse alongside ferocity. The Cuban-born fighter has continuously sought out the biggest challenges throughout his professional career.
David Benavidez is here tonight. You just watched him fight.
He's next.
We want him. That is next?
Hey, baby, get it next.
And with both fighters unable to secure a bout with the division's undisputed champion, Canelo Alvarez, both fighters have now moved up to light heavyweight and hope to secure a title shot against the division's undisputed champion, Artur Beterbiev. With the boxing world expecting this bout to take place at a later date, it would be announced that the two would face off in February of 2025. And with a spectacular year of thrilling fights coming to a close, we can expect this dynamic duo to set the precedent for another great year of boxing. This is a David Benavidez versus David Morrell fight preview. 2021 would see Canelo Alvarez making his debut at super middleweight, aiming to become the division's first undisputed champion. The Mexican would begin a long campaign, capturing the titles and defeating all challengers along the way.
Coronation is complete! All hail King Canelo! Viva Mexico's first undisputed champion!
Although Canelo stood alone as the division's kingpin, David Benavidez was busy fighting his way through the ranks, hoping to earn a title shot.
I just hope the fans like what they've seen. You know, I do a lot of combinations, punches and bunches. That's what they like to see.
What do you think your performance tonight said to the 168-pound division?
I love throwing punches. I love stopping people. So me against all the big names would be an amazing fight. You know, Charlo, Caleb, Plant, Canelo, all of them. I'm willing to fight all of them.
Unable to secure those big opportunities, Benavidez would continue to fight any opposition available, hoping to garner enough attention. David Morrell would end 2021 with a professional record of 6 wins and no losses. A late join to the professional ranks, Morrell spent his many years in the Cuban boxing system. A standout amateur, Morrell would amass a record of 130 wins with 5 losses and a Cuban national championship in 2017 before defecting his country in 2018. Morrell's aggression, quick combinations, and high-paced style would ensure he gains access on big fight cards early on. Morrell would enter 2022 as the WBA regular super middleweight champion. He would defend his title in his adopted hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The champion would begin the bout fast, throwing hard punches, trying to stop his opponent early.
And it looks like Henderson stuck in quicksand. Very limited in his offense is Calvin Henderson as he's been stapled along the ropes by David Morrell. Henderson's been down once in his career. He is getting tattooed on the ropes. Flush shots from Morrell. Will he survive to see the end of round 3? It's all Morrell.
Morrell would continue to bludgeon his opponent, forcing a stoppage in the 4th round.
Beautiful right hook that lands in. Long distance left uppercut. Referee Pavance improves to 7-0 with his 6th knockout.
Morrell would return to the ring 5 months later, this time challenging Aidos Yerbasinali. Fighting out of Kazakhstan, he held a record of 16 wins and no losses.
Joining us from Sharkent, Kazakhstan, introducing Aidos Yerbasinali. From Santa Clara, Cuba, David Morrell Jr.
The Kazakh would begin the fight quickly, throwing quick combinations, hoping to keep Morrell on the back foot. The Cuban would wait for an opening, allowing the Kazakh to fall short. countering in between.
Morrell's picking up the pace. Ido's in trouble. He is clearly being worn down. This one should be over. It's becoming a pounding. It is target practice for David Morrell. And now Morrell looking to pick up the pace. And down goes Yamosawani, and that's it. This one is over.
When negotiations with the division's other stars failed to materialize, Benavidez would instead have to look to another challenge. Surprisingly, David Lemieux would arrive as that challenge. A former IBF middleweight champion hailing from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, known as a devastating knockout puncher, Lemieux is now hoping to become a two-weight world champion.
David Lemieux is able to get that hook in. It's a very short punch.
Punch inside.
In scintillating fashion, David Lemieux records his 30th knockout. Very impressive performance here tonight, vanquishing Fernando Guerrero in violent fashion.
Lemieux would begin the bout in an aggressive manner, cutting the ring, landing explosive combinations.
Delivering on what he promised. He is standing in front of Benavidez, wanting to bring the fight to the man with all the physical advantages in terms of height and reach.
David Benavidez would respond by boxing on the back foot, using a sniper-like jab, cautiously waiting for an opening.
Benavidez lands that right. Other right that lands for Benavidez on Lemieux. The placement, the speed, I mean, he really can do it all. Taking his time. That is staggered Lemieux. Benavidez unloading with blistering combinations on David Lemieux. Lemieux was in deep trouble at the end of round one, yet he's willing to stay in the pocket and go toe-to-toe with Benavidez. The fight is on Lemieux. He is down. Lemieux down for the 5th time in his career. Counter right from Benavidez. Solid shots, uppercuts. Unbelievable chin, unbelievable will, but still throwing punches left and left of his own. Wobbly legs, taking all kinds of punishment. And yet Lemieux, giving back what that was. Something hit. Not going down, Raul. Oh, there's something to fight. And Lemieux's corner has mercifully stopped the punishment. And David Benavidez is now 26-0 with 23 KOs. David Benavidez continues to show why he is one of the best in the entire sport.
We'll see what happens, but I think we're really close to making these fights happen. I think Caleb Plant and Charlo will probably be possible by the end of this year.
With an impressive knockout performance, David Benavidez would look to head into 2023, hoping to catch the big names that have avoided him. David Morrell entered 2023 looking to make a big statement. He would defend his regular WBA title against Yamaguchi Falcão. Morrell would start extremely fast, throwing fast combinations, hoping to knock Falcão out.
Quick start here by Morrell using that stick, the educated jab, the right hand lands. He is getting tested early by the uppercuts of David Morrell Jr.
And the problem for Falcão is he's not a boxer, and
he is troubling, stumbling. He's still on his feet, but not for long. The ropes held him up. He is unloading on Yamaguchi Falcão. Is this one going to last? Good night. It's over. David Morrell with a scintillating KO in his Las Vegas debut.
The team Benavidez, I respect everybody, but inside the ring, I respect nothing.
Unable to secure a Benavidez fight, Morrell would return in December of 2023, looking to close the year with another spectacular knockout. His opponent would be Sena Agbeko, having 22 knockouts out of his 28 bouts. The Ghanaian-born fighter was ready to cause an upset.
It's showtime!
This is the end of Showtime Championship Boxing. Please end it with class. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you.
As promised, Morrell would start the bout aggressively, stalking his opponent, landing an explosive 1-2. Agbeko would box on the back foot, countering Morrell's aggression with hard right hands.
Starting to open up. There's a right for Agbeko. It's a right uppercut followed by a left. Stopped him in his tracks. He's starting to pound away on Agbeko. Straight left, and Agbeko's in trouble. He's hurt. This
would continue to call out Benavidez, hoping to lure him into a fight. Brushing off Morrell's challenge, Benavidez would instead look to other fights with the division's higher-profiled names. And with the boxing world clamoring for a fight between Caleb Plant for many years, it was announced the two would finally square off in March of 2023. A former IBF super middleweight world champion, Plant's technical style and defensive abilities would allow him to be viewed as Benavidez's toughest challenge to date. Both fighters would begin the bout cautiously, Benavidez coming forward and Plant boxing on the back foot.
Just like that, picking his shots, waiting for Benavidez to make mistakes.
The mobility of Plant on display, utilizing his footwork, staying out of the distance.
Benavidez would respond aggressively, stalking his opponent, hoping to slow him down.
Trying to slip these shots.
Benavidez working on the inside, and he let his hands go more.
And putting together some good work to the body. Plant's the one that's taking the fight to David Benavidez, but he's getting nailed. Hold on, Benavidez now unloading on Plant.
A back and forward battle. Both fighters would exchange combinations heading into the later rounds.
Ability and the counter punching of Caleb Plant against the constant pressure, the aggression, the power and precision of David Benavidez.
Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
Benavidez would return in November of 2023, this time against Demetrius Andrade. A former two-weight world champion, Andrade would hope to replicate his success at the super middleweight division. Known for his elusive and counter-punching style, Andrade would amass a perfect record of 32 wins and no losses.
Canelo's doing his own thing. I was a #1 contender for 2 years, but so now I just want to make a lane for myself and fight the best fighters I could possibly fight.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a great fight because he's going to come bring the pressure, looking and picking apart.
Demetrius David Benavidez.
Both fighters would begin the bout with caution. Using his speed advantage, Andrade would unleash quick combinations, keeping Benavidez on the back foot.
Blistering combination by Andrade.
Benavidez would continue to come forward, stalking Andrade, throwing power punches.
Benavidez is breaking down Andrade here in the 4th round. Oh, heavy right hand. Down goes Andrade in the 4th.
And definitely hurt him, put him down. The power of David Benavidez.
With Andrade still being visibly shaken, Benavidez would unload with thunderous punches, hoping for a knockout.
Benavidez unloading. The monster is on the prowl. Benavidez looking to finish the fight here in the 5th. David Benavidez battering Andrade. Uppercut, left hook. Stop. Time.
Suffering a vicious beating, Andrade would instruct his corner to stop the bout. In doing so, David Benavidez would once again show why he's been avoided throughout his boxing career. With Canelo seemingly showing no interest in a proposed bout, David Benavidez would announce a movement to the light heavyweight division, eyeing bigger challenges ahead. His welcoming challenge would come in the form of Alexander Gvozdyk, a former undefeated WBC light heavyweight champion. The Ukrainian's vast amateur background, style and technique would be considered as a dangerous assignment for Benavidez's debut at light heavyweight. David Benavidez would begin the bout with aggression, stalking the former champion, throwing hard punches hoping to stop him early.
Combinations of Benavidez.
Gvozdyk would continue to box on the back foot, trying to minimize Benavidez's offense. Both fighters would go backwards and forward, switching from offense to defense, trading heavy punches heading into the later rounds.
Good right hand by both of them.
David El Monstro Benavidez.
Seeking a newer challenge, David Morrell would decide to move up to the light heavyweight division. He would challenge the Bosnian-born fighter Radvoje Kalajic. Morrell would begin the bout in typical fashion, pressuring his opponent, landing thudding combinations.
Pressure really picking up as he lands that little hybrid left hand.
Kalajic would refuse to trade, spending most of his time on the back foot trying to avoid Morrell's onslaught.
And then what's in the nice right hand, just as we were doubting the power of Morrell, he steps up.
Morrell would go on to win by way of unanimous decision, with the light heavyweight division's champions currently on course to unify the titles. It would only make sense that the division's newest stars should collide. With the boxing world clamoring for a bout between David Benavidez and David Morrell, it would be announced the two would finally square off for February 2025.
February 1st, going in there. We'll break your fucking mouth.
Calling him Robocop. Why are you calling him like that?
That's it. Hand no got move, hand no got nothing.
Just like you and everybody else I fucking fought before you. They all say the same shit. I'm RoboCop, I have no defense, I have no footwork, none of this and that. But after they get in the ring with me, it's a whole different story.
A fight that took years in the making, tension was clearly brewing between the two fight camps.
With devastating punches and an indomitable spirit, the boxer nicknamed Monster leaves a trail of destruction in the ring.
Decorated amateur, 135 amateur wins, 2016 World Youth Champion, Cuban National Champion, the total package.
On February the 1st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, both David Benavidez and David Morrell will battle for light heavyweight supremacy.
In the history of boxing, almost never have there been two undefeated boxer punchers who were both elite pound for pound in or around their best weight division in their primes, where it's like a 50-50 fight. So that, to me, that's the best fight in boxing in years that can be made.
We know how relentless he is. We know how hard he punches. He's so aggressive. He's such a destructive machine. He's the boogeyman. He will have the mental resiliency, the mental endurance, continue to do what he has to do when the fire comes, when the moment comes. And that moment's going to come.
A highly anticipated bout. Both fighters will enter the ring as two unbeaten champions, yet only one will leave as undefeated.